Good morning. I am just right now leaving camp. It's a little after 7:30. I slept pretty good last night. One nice thing about last night is that it never got that cold. So I didn't need my sleeping bag liner and my puffy coat and my buff. So I can tell that it's entering a new season. That's really nice. This morning I'm starting with a 4-mile climb up to Chestnut Knob. Then after that, I guess there's like a really long ridge walk today. And I heard it's really pretty. So I'm looking forward to that. I just got to get through this first 4-mile climb. I think it's longer than 4 miles, but we did the first maybe like 2 miles or something, or 1 mile yesterday at the end of our day. So we had a little bit of a head start on this climb this morning. There's a cute little gnome garden on trail. A little house, door, a little gnome. Very, very cute. So I'm almost done now with this 4-mile climb. I had really good phone service. So I called my mom and talked to her for a little over an hour while I was working on this climb. And it was so nice to just pass the time while hiking. And she didn't mind that I was like totally out of breath. So that was a nice way to spend my morning. But yeah, I'm almost now to the top. I think I see the clearing. All right, and that is the Chestnut Knob shelter. That was a beautiful shelter and a beautiful view. That shelter is 4-sided, and there's only a few of those on the trail. The ones I know of so far are Blood Mountain, Roan High Knob shelter, and then this one, Chestnut Knob shelter. There might be other ones that I haven't seen myself, but most shelters are just 3-sided. So that's always a treat to see them that are completely enclosed. I'm tripping again. I was not going to use the privy at that shelter. I didn't really need to, but there is a couple there that I've been hiking around for a little while, and I was talking to them and they were like, oh, you gotta check out the privy. It's like, all right. They're like, there's something there that's really funny. We won't spoil it for you. Like, all right, fine. So I went to the privy and there was a plunger in the privy, and that is very funny. Someone has a good sense of humor, because there is definitely no plumbing out here. So that was funny and made me chuckle today. The next 8 miles of trail, there's no water sources. So I'm here at a water source right now, but I got trail magic at the parking lot up there. A guy who was a 2019 thru hiker is out for a day hike and had some things in his car. So I grabbed some water because I knew it was going to be sparse. And I'll show you guys my water source right now that I'm dealing with. It's not very good. All right, so this is this water source. I'm not sure you can really tell in video. There's a little pool here that's a little bit deeper, so I'm gonna try to get some water from there. So I think the next 8 miles is gonna be a little bit rough. That's okay. Thank goodness for water filters. That was some rough looking water and filtered out looking completely clear. So not so bad. I'm full of water now, ready to tackle this next stretch. It is noon and I've gone, I think, close to 9 miles so far today. I feel really good about that. When I was on the phone with my mom earlier, she asked me if I had trail legs, and that's something I've been wondering myself. And the answer is I think so. I'm definitely a lot stronger than I was when I started the trail. I did 20 miles yesterday in 9.5 hours. And that includes like stopping for filtering water and that water crossing and trail magic, and also carrying a very heavy pack. So I was pleased with yesterday's efforts. And then, you know, I woke up today and I was stiff when I woke up, which is pretty normal. But then as the day's gone on, I feel great. And today I'm planning on doing, I think, about 19 miles. So I do think maybe I do have trail legs. I wonder though if I'm gonna continue to get stronger as the trip goes on. I think I will. I think as the trail becomes less rigorous, like less elevation change, I think I'll be able to put in even more miles. So that's kind of a fun thing to think about. So I'm still doing this ridge walk. I've been up here for a few miles and I have a few miles to go. It's been good, but it's a little tedious with all the rock that is up here. Having this much rock always makes me move a little slower. But there's a nice gentle breeze and some pretty good views. Not views that I can show on camera because it just doesn't capture it well, but it's still nice for an enjoyable day. The ridge walk is over. It was a pretty 8 miles, but the rocks were tough and there was a whole lot of sun. And that was tough. It was really hot. I ran out of water with a few miles to go, but I just got to a water source, filled up on water, drank a bunch of it, filled it back up, and sat down and ate a snack. So I'm feeling so much better. About 5.7 miles, I believe, until camp. You know, people talk about the green tunnel in a bad way, but after being up on that ridge all afternoon in the heat and sun, this shade is awesome. It is 4 p.m. and I've gone 15.3 miles. It is hot and humid right now. I am kind of struggling. I said earlier, maybe I have my trail legs, but this afternoon I've been I feel like I'm getting beat up out here. It's just been a long afternoon. So I'm planning on camping, I think it was 19 miles. So 16, 17, 18, like 3.5 miles, or something like that, 3 3/4 to go. I'm working on an uphill. Then after that, it should be flat for a while, and then downhill to camp. So I'm making progress, but it kind of feels like a brutal day. I know I've said it before, but I don't know what I'm gonna do when it's the heat of the summer. I think it's like 75 today, and I am roasting. Okay, so obviously I am in my tent. I got to camp earlier. I set up my tent, set up my sleeping pad, and kind of got my tent set up. Then I ate my dinner, which was one of my homemade meals. It was a chicken Alfredo. It was really good. Then I hung up my bear line and hung up my food, and I got water at the nearby creek and filled up my bottles for tonight and for tomorrow. So I'm getting ready now to go to bed. It was a good day. 19 miles is a good amount, but it was a surprisingly difficult day as well. I think being up on the ridge was rocky and a lot of heat and sun exposure, so that kind of wore me out. And then also there's like a long stretch without water. So when I was eating, there was several of us, like 5 maybe other hikers, and we were all kind of saying that it was a tough day. So I think everyone kind of felt like it was difficult. We're all kind of tired, but tomorrow will be a new day and hopefully a good day. So I'm going to go to bed now. As I'm talking, I can tell it's getting darker and darker. So good night.